join us one more time. As we mentioned before, the webinar will be recorded and the recordings will be shared with all the participants afterwards. Anya sent you in the link, we transfer link already our presentations, so if you will also have problems with seeing them on the screen, you already have it in the chat box. What is the plan for today? So after this introduction, we will pass the floor to the European Commission, who will give the presentation about the European Capital Innovation Awards. We will have the presentation from Nantes, the winner of 2019 bid for iCapital Awards. After this, we'll have the question and answer sessions and the final remarks made by us. So this is the plan for today. We are very ambitious. We would like to finish at 11:30. Let's hope that it will be possible. Just to give you a short overview, who is with us today. So from the team Eurocities, we have me. My name is Alexandra. I'm the policy advisor for Economic Development Forum. I organized this webinar together with Anya, our funding and financing coordinator. Hello, Anya. We are working also together with Ilias, who is in our Economic Development Forum. From European Commission, we have representatives of the unit working on innovation ecosystems from DG RTD. We have Sarah, who will be presenting today. We have Jorge and Catalin, who will join, who are already here, but they will join for the question and answer session. So as you can see, you have all the team, almost all the team working on the iCapital Award. So use this opportunity to ask as many questions as possible. From Nantes Metropole, we will have two speakers today, both coordinators of Nantes iCapital bid. We have Benoit and Camille, who are working on the research and innovation department in Nantes. And now I will give the floor to Sarah.
Hello, good morning, everyone. Thank you, Alexandra, for your IT support. We are really happy and glad today to have cities across Europe joining in such great numbers. For also happy for your interest in European Capital of Innovation 2020. I must say that the figures that were provided during the short poll are promising. We see and are confirming that we are doing well. We see that third of cities that are here already had some experiences with iCapital in past years, so that means that we managed to keep your interest in the prize, in the scheme over the years, and we also managed to attract some newcomers. 60% of cities that are today with us are the ones that haven't been engaged in iCapital so far, so this is really good news. First, please let me allow, apart from thanking for your time, for being the time period when all of us are faced with certain challenges. I would like to wish that you are safe and healthy and you remain so. We in the European iCapital team are aware that many cities are setting up ad hoc actions that are responding to the ongoing challenges of the epidemic. We wish you success, that they render good results, and hope that they will also provide some content and material for this year iCapital application. This crisis has one more time indeed confirmed that cities and urban areas are the ones faced with great challenges. only now we see cities faced with issues of food system sustainability, delivery, issues of mental health of people that are self-isolating and stuck at home on one side, and then issues of safety and health of people without home. But I believe we also have good news that cities also have capacity, resources and knowledge how to address all those issues on time, and we already see good examples and practices emerging in cities across Europe. For iCapital Innovation System, to start more dedicated presentation or related to this year's call, our innovation ecosystem encompasses all processes that, as you could see here in the graphic, that link people or citizens in their different roles with their built environment, with places, with urban areas where they live on one side. Then with public organizations, meaning science centers, research organizations, universities, as well policymakers and public institutions on the other side to bring the biggest societal impact. And then on the other side also with private sector, meaning companies, SMEs, also more and more startups that at the end also with their valuable solutions and products and services that they put in place on the economic impact. So when all those four mechanisms function well, are well connected and run at full speed, they turn into new ideas, into new solutions, new services that add to the well-being of citizens. This means that in iCapital, in the contest, we look for cities and into their convening power, so how they bring together various innovation stakeholders that they have in the city and provide an enabling platform to stimulate, to encourage new solutions and mainstream their application at large scale. So more concretely, iCapital looks into equals 4 E's. So those are 4 criteria of the contest, which are experimenting, engaging, expanding, and empowering. To go briefly through and back them with some examples from last year's runner-up cities. First one, experimenting, means new innovative concepts, practices, processes, and governance models. So how cities are taking decisions, how they are involving different partners in that decision-taking processes. For example, we had last year runner-up city Antwerp, which, hello, I suppose it's also with us today and can complement later on. Antwerp was faced with a deadlock with the competition of the ring road around the city, because there were so many different partners, stakeholders involved with different opinions. After years of deadlock, the city hired an external curator that was responsible for running and implementing a series of workshops, consultations, negotiations that at the end lead to an agreement between all partners that was enshrined in the covenant of the future, where all parties agreed how to proceed further. Then, for example, here on the picture, you can also see the building, the beacon, that brings together different partners in the city, a new building, physical space for city partners, port partners, universities, and companies that are working on different artificial intelligence solutions that are then incorporated within the plan for the new ring road that is built around the city. If we move on, the second criteria is engaging. Here we are looking into how cities are engaging different stakeholders and as well, most important, citizens into their innovation processes from the very beginning, meaning the definition of the challenges, identification of challenges that they are facing, to suggestions of new ideas, proposing the implementation of those ideas, then also with engagement in the implementation, as well as at the very late stage into monitoring of those practices. So the idea is that this circle of the implementation and results is then linked to monitoring and results taken into regard within new policy initiatives that are indeed evidence-based. Here we see we know Nantes this year was awarded especially, or one of the strengths was engagement of citizens, participatory practices, and I believe Benoit, representative of Nantes, can mention or answer to your question in more detail later. Here, allow me to mention an example of Bristol, runner-up from last year, which included citizens in their voluntary assessment on how the city is performing against the Sustainable Development Goals. This led into increased awareness about SDGs amongst citizens, as well as increased interest of private sector and other public entities which have linked their actions towards reaching the goals of SDGs. The third criteria is expanding. Here we look how cities are attracting new resources in order to implement their innovative practices. So here we are looking into new talents, into financial means, in investments, and so on, and as well how cities are then also able to translate their success into some role model activities for other cities. So how they are putting forward and communicating their good examples, how they are engaged at national and international level in sharing those good practices. Here we see an example of ESPO, which I also believe is today with us. ESPO has become the most attractive cities for high-tech companies and researchers in Finland. The fact that more than half of the turnover that is created at the Helsinki stock exchange market is created by companies that are headquartered in and around Espoo, speaks volume about their success. This is partially thanks to their extensive and rich portfolio of talent nurturing that they have implemented and laid out in the city. One of them being, for example, Hack with Espoo course program that is implemented by cities, by schools, and in these students and pupils can hack IT systems of the city, so that they are challenged with a concrete task, and at the end this benefits the city, the results, as well it benefits students as they are acquiring new skills and talent and broadening their horizons. Last but not least, the last criteria is empowering. This means how the cities are, what are the concrete and measurable, what is the concrete and measurable added value of the innovative practices that cities have put in place. Here I have two examples of runners-up from last year. Both are port cities. For example, here we see on the left Glasgow. They have established a smart canal scheme. An old canal that was first constructed centuries ago was now equipped with sensors that and an early warning system for heavy rainflow, which the system then automatically also reduces flood water levels in the canal. Consequently, the area where the smart system is applied is now safer for construction, and in consequence, the city has been able to construct 300 more eco houses nearby in the area that was completely unused before. On the right picture, we see the port of Rotterdam, which has, thanks to innovative solutions, the use of clean fuel and new ways of transport, reduced carbon emissions for 20% in the past 2 years, and is aiming to become completely climate neutral by 2050. So what you could see from these examples is that that applications are composed of a portfolio of projects, so that it's not only about one project, but the application could consist of many more projects that at the end are all aimed at reaching one of the goals of the criteria put forward. Secondly, you can also see that we understand innovation in a broad sense. So iCapital might be misleading. It's not about only tech and digital innovation, but we look into social innovation, innovation in governance models, innovation in the ways how stakeholders are brought together, and innovation in, for example, here a subcategory, so participatory models, where Nantes was mastering their application last year. What we always recommend to cities is that they really are frank in putting forward and explaining what are their main challenges that they have to address, and then based on these challenges that they define which projects are relevant for their application. Because we know that application is limited, 30 pages, and sometimes it's also difficult to make a cut, what to include and what not to include in the application. And now maybe to more important question, why, since this is a difficult endeavor that demands lots of efforts, why it is at the end worth applying? I believe you all know that the title comes with the award of 1 million euros that cities use to act as a role model in the coming year. And in addition to the winning city, 5 other runners-up or top-ranked cities receive 100,000 euros to scale up their initiatives. But I would say that this is not all, but there is much more to the prize. One is already only the exercise of drafting the application, which makes local authorities and innovation officers aware of what is existing in the city, so to map all stakeholders and to map all initiatives that are gaining place, but moreover to interconnect them, so to look for synergies and how they could better leverage on links created later on. But then, of course, if the city is recognized or wins the prize, this comes with high recognition of the work that has been done by the city or by the office, by innovation office in charge of the application. This approves the right direction of the work done in the municipality or in the city council, and gives some credits against and weight against within the municipality as well at the national level and international level. Furthermore, it triggers this hopefully triggers further support, and it also increases the visibility of your city, so interest of the public, of media, and in long term it raises the awareness of citizens about innovation and its added values, and raises investments in different actions that you are running in the city. But I believe Benoit from Nantes will later on also focus on the added value of the prize, because they have, as the previous winner, most fresh and first-hand experiences what happens after you win or are recognized as a winning city. In addition to this, each year 12 cities, 12 top-ranked cities that are considered as finalists are also invited to take part in our iCapital alumni network. We organized a certain number of gatherings. We tend to be one per year, where cities can exchange their innovation practices and ideas, and also the network is backed up with an online network, ideas and knowledge exchange network, which is led by Glasgow, one of our previous finalist cities, where innovation officers can engage and exchange ideas also online. Maybe here you see the pictures and names of previous iCapital winners. You see that this year we are running the sixth.
Sarah,
yes.
Sorry, there are two last of your slides are not visible. Can you reshare the screen maybe, because we see the black part?
Sorry?
No, not your photo, I mean, just to be sure.
I don't see either.
My screen has frozen the thing.
Okay, we will try to share those from our computers. In the meantime, please try to continue. Anyway, the presentations are available on the WeTransfer. So please, Sarah, continue your speech. We will try to present the slides. Thank you.
Okay, I also hope to manage to unfreeze my computer so I can follow the slides myself. But if not, here, what I would say, having a look and overview of the previous winning cities, Barcelona, Amsterdam, Paris, Athens, and Nantes, we see that the notion of innovation is evolving in the past, has been evolving through past years. And if Barcelona was in 2014 all about smart city and IT solutions, Amsterdam all about platforms and shared economy, Paris about reviving the peripheries around the main city center, Athens about social innovation, and Nantes about participatory practices. We are really wondering what will be the thing, the new trend that will be put forward by iCapital 2020. Now, if I move to the next slide, which I cannot see, I hope to recall what is there. So now that you hopefully are convinced why you should try applying this year, I would like just to briefly go through the conditions and eligibility criteria. The call is open to all local authorities, so city council or municipalities that have more than 100,000 inhabitants and are located in one of the European Union member states or Horizon 2020 associated countries. We know that those are 16 countries from outside Europe who also financially contribute to the budget of Horizon Europe, and they are treated equally. For example, we have seen in 2017, Tel Aviv from Israel was recognized as one of the runner-up in the call. This altogether makes more than 600 eligible cities from across Europe and Horizon 2020 associated countries. But maybe to answer your question in advance, we receive each year between 25 and 30 applications from eligible cities. The criteria on the number of inhabitants is benchmarked with, it's checked with the data in Eurostars. In case for non-EU members that are not included in Eurostars, we may request some further official documentation to be submitted later on. And the last but not least criteria is about the eligibility of initiatives that may be included in your application. As some of you may well know, eligible are only completed or ongoing initiatives that have started after January 2015. Why so? Because this is a recognition prize, so we are awarding something that has been already implemented and that has already rendered some results in the city. And since it is an annual prize, initiatives that have started before have already had a chance to be awarded in our previous award, in this case in iCapital 2019. To move further with the next slide, practicalities about application. This year we have opened the call on 5th March. No worries, you still have time to apply since the call remains open until 23rd of June 2020. All cities should apply through our funding and tenders portal. You find the link in the application that has been shared with you. It's hyperlink there, otherwise also Google browser. And in the portal, you can also find all relevant documentation to support your work. I would draw your attention to the submission template, to the rules of contest, to the application guide, where the whole application process is presented step by step, and also to the document on frequently asked questions. Complete application consists this year of 4 parts. The first part being administrative part called Part A. This is a part that indicates information on your entity, contact person, contact informations, and so on. This is automatically created by the system once you follow the link at the funder apply button at the funding and tenders portal. The second part is Part B, which is the application, the main part of the application where you present what you're doing in the city. Part B is a Word document template that you can download from the application wizard. And here you can you reply or you address all 4 challenges. Please be careful about the character limit, because we have already we had some cases where application had to be rejected in the previous years because they went over this limit. In addition, one more thing in the Part B. This can consist of maximum 30 pages, but as you will see, addressing the criteria within the character limit will only take you approximately 10 pages. This leaves you with maybe 20 pages for annexes. In these annexes, you can provide further information to back and support what have been already presented within the criteria earlier. You can provide some graphics, visuals, pictures, tables. This is depends on you what you have available or where you think that the main application, the criteria have to be strengthened with some background information. Those are optional annexes. But in addition to this, there are 2 mandatory annexes that have to be uploaded in the system separately from the Part B. Those annexes are mayor's endorsement of your application. This is meant as a commitment of your city that in case if you win, that you are also ready to promote the prize and promote your achievements in in the coming years, when your engagement of your mayor and politicians will be crucial. And then the second mandatory annex is a proof of initiative starting date. It could be compilation of different documents, articles, legislative pieces where link to the initiatives that you are presenting in your application and which clearly indicate the starting date of your initiative. Please, if we can move to the next slide. Now I don't... Now the only thing what you still have to know is the timeline for this year's application. We have already, this year contest, we have already mentioned the deadline on 23rd June 2020. It's at, the system closes at 5 p.m. Central European time. I would, however, strongly advise you not to wait till the last minute because we have some bad experiences because of the overcrowded system, 5 minutes to 12, that some applicants experienced problems submitting the applications at the very last. After submission of your applications, of course, we first do the eligibility check, and then we pass all eligible applications to an external independent jury of high-level experts, people with hands-on in managing urban innovative projects, academics, urbanists, architects, people with experiences in social innovation project and participatory practices. After remote evaluation, 12 top-ranked cities will be invited to hearings. So far, they have been always done in Brussels, in our premises. However, this might change given the current situation, but of course, we will find alternative ways to implement them if needed, also remotely and online. And the same goes for the awarding, which is still planned for the European EU Research and Innovation Days to be held between 22nd and 24th of September. This is a big conference slash festival where first of all we are discussing our DG R&I initiatives with our stakeholders. This year the focus will be given on missions. And on the other hand, we are also featuring ongoing and completed projects that have been funded by Horizon 2020 framework program. So this is indeed a place to be at the end of September. And in addition, this year, Nantes is organizing an iCapital gathering later in October, where we also intend to invite all awarded cities within iCapital 2020. And I also believe that Benoit will mention it in his address later on. So to find out more, to have some inspiration for the projects that you might include in your application, I invite you to check out our European Capitals of Innovation booklet, which you can find on our website or following the hyperlink in this application. It presents previously awarded cities, iCapitals, and runners-up. In addition, of course, follow our updates on our website, follow our Twitter hashtag, but in case series of dedicated questions. The iCapital team is always available to you. You can drop us an email following to the email address that is explained, that is written at the last slide of my presentation. I hope you see it. I will stop here. As said, looking forward to receive your questions if the presentation hasn't been exhausted, and to follow up with you in bilateral if needed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sarah, for this comprehensive presentation. We managed with the slides. In any case, the members can access those via WeTransfer, and we'll also send the full presentation one more time after the webinar. In the meantime, one more time, you can ask the questions on the chat box. In the chat box, we will be collecting them and clustering them, and we will ask those to the speakers after the second presentation. And now I will give the floor to the winner of the 2019 bid, Nantes. Benoit and Camille will present the bid. Let's give them a few seconds to connect with their presentation. Thank you. Benoit, can you hear me?
Yes. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Presentation is downloaded. Ready, steady, go.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Hello, everybody. I hope that you are all well and comfortably confined in the good health, you and the relative. My name is Benoit Cuvelier, and I work for the Research and Innovation Department of Nantes Metropole in a small unit working on experimentation. I was the eCapital bid coordinator for Nantes in 2019, and I will make the presentation together with Camille Delanoë, who works in the same department and who is in charge of the implementation of eCapital price. I can't see my presentation, but can you see it?
Yes, we can see it, and we see that you are trying to change the slides.
Okay. Okay. So I try. Which slide is now?
Benoit, you're on the first slide. Maybe you should like.
Okay. I have it now. So okay, I'm on my first slide. Second slide, is that correct? Why we apply?
Yes, thank you. It's working.
Okay, sorry for the disturbance. So why we applied? In fact, we made a quick analysis of the call and of our capacities to meet the requirement, to evaluate our chance to be selected. And then we decided to apply because we had first something to tell, as the call objective were in line with our political marker. As you can see, mainly on citizen engagement. This was a strong marker from our mayor, energy transition, also on innovation, and also because we had many projects which were in line with the call. Other reasons why we apply, we believe, as said Sarah, that the price could be a very good recognition of the work which has been done by all the stakeholders on our territory, but also the work we have done at European level in different networks such as Eurocities. Also because this kind of price is a good opportunity to mobilize even more our stakeholders on the territory on innovation issues. And this price can also contribute to the storytelling of Nantes on innovation. And the last reason is that we want to develop experimentation in Nantes because we think it's a good way to accelerate to the finding of new solution for tackling the challenge and of the future. And we think that going through this kind of application could help to build new partnerships with the cities to exchange on this matter. So our approach to do that, we knew that this price is quite competitive with high profile of competitors. So we wanted to tell a story which reflects the ambition and the reality of our metropole, and we found a baseline reflecting this innovation, which is innovation by and for all. Then we thought, what are the specificities of Nantes? What are the key aspects which makes innovation possible in Nantes? And we found two enablers which are playing together, playing collectively on creativity. So we are talking here about citizen engagement, open government processes, but also focus on thematics aspect as social inclusion and sustainable development. When the main line for our the main focus for our application, we made a list of relevant projects for the call, and we select the one which fits the best the requirement of the call and the story we wanted to tell. And then we select one major initiative implemented in the previous year because it's a requirement of the call. So our approach was focused on a selection of projects on global processes relevant for the call, but also we gave little space to present our whole ecosystem of innovation. I'm just going to show you quickly some slide on the content of our proposal because I understood this Skype meeting was not on the content but more on the process, on tips and tricks. But just to tell you a few words, we focus on civic participation because over the year we have developed a methodology on citizen engagement. Half our public policies have been using citizen engagement processes. We have 12 people working on this. Every year we have 100 staff trained on the public, on the civic participation. And this is really a process that we use the most in every project we are trying to implement in Nantes Metropole. The energy transition roadmap was our key initiative. We chose that this key initiative because first it was a very broad citizen involvement process. Second, because it's focused on environment, and that was also one of the key points of the application. And we thought that we had quite a lot to do because this kind of methodology used to embark many citizens, as you can see, over 50,000 participants, which is a very huge number, but also stakeholder, association, academics. Is quite noble, new in the form of doing to involve the citizens. And we also selected a different kind of projects which are relevant to the call, on which we wanted, as say Sarah Barcelona was more on technological aspect, and we wanted to show that we were able to do this kind of projects. So we developed some projects to see technological or complex projects, but also that innovation can be at very root level and can go also to very simple projects. And that innovation is made for all, but also by all. It can be big players, startups, but also citizens. And for example, we talk about Nantes City Lab, which is a mechanism to organize the experimentation on the metropolitan area, that we use at the full-scale playground. It provides services to project owners who want to test an innovative solution in the Metropole. It's based on open governance involving a wide range of stakeholders. The citizens are also involved in this experimentation projects as either a tester, or they can be an evaluator, or even part of the projects. So we had other initiatives like 15 places to be reinvented, how to use vacant place to reach to have new ideas of usage. And that was also a very large involvement process of citizens with many participations of citizen or project office, which are run at more local district level with citizen volunteers to be part of a committee with one elected people, and they select people and help support initiative from the people from the districts which come with innovative ideas we can serve the community. So now a bit more about the process, what we did. Just to remind that that was not our first application. Nantes Metropole applied in 2014, but the application was not successful, and we made an analysis of this. In 2014, it was kind of large involvement process involving many people. There was external consultants which has been involved. At the end, we had a very interesting document, but it was not really enough focus on what were the requirements of the call. So in 2019, we decided to try again, but we did it quite differently. First, because I will tell you later, but we started very late. So we had a very short process. We have been very focused on the requirement of the call, and we use only internal resources. Because sometimes, you know, when you use external resources, you spend more time to explain what you are doing. And the best people who can explain it is the people who have been engaged or which are close to the project which has been developed. So last year the call was launched in 2019, but in fact we as I told you, we start late because we start saying why should we not apply, and why we should apply. But this we decided this in April, so we get the political validation by in April, and then we started to organize ourselves with a small team, 4 people coming from the research and the innovation department, and 1 other person, so 3 persons from this department, and 1 person from the citizen dialogue. And we were linked with the other department to get their experience and good projects and ideas, but the core of the work has been done in a small team, and the writing of the document has been done in a few weeks. it was quite intense, but we had a lot of material, and that's why it was possible to do it in very short time, because we had a lot of to say, and our challenge was more to select than to try to find ideas what to put in the application. So we wrote the call in May. The bid in May. We sent it in June. And after sending the application form, we knew, because there's a video, maybe Sarah, I'm not sure you talk about it, but there is a video to be made. I'm not sure it's going to be for the same for 2020, but there's a video to be made and to be sent in August. As you know, in France, in August and July, it's sometimes a bit difficult to do that. So we decided in June to make the video, on expecting that we will be in the finalists. We didn't know at this time. So the video was made in June, and then we prepare the presentation. We knew, I think, in end of July that we were selected as a finalist with 12 other cities, 11 other cities, and then there was we worked with our politician twice to make a rehearsal of the presentation, which is a very short process on where you had to need to be focused on to try to convince that your application is a good one. So we did that, and what we did also, we decided, because all our application was how to be innovative but together, collectively. So we thought the presentation should not be made by only one politician who talks and the other people just listening, but we try to share also to make the presentation collectively as to reflect how the way we are working in Nantes, and we understood that also this kind of presentation, collective presentation, was well appreciated by the jury. And in September, 25 of September, well, we were happy to know that we were selected as a winner of the e-Capital Prize. So some tips and tricks. Well, it's quite clear that first, before applying, you have to get political and management approval. What was great in our applications that we get quite quickly the approval of our mayor, and then we had the freedom to build the proposal, and we had one more time validation. We proposed a focus of the application, and then there was a lot of trust and confidence, so we could work without too many validation, because we had to be very quick on the building of this proposal. The team is also very important. From our experience, we don't need to have a large team because, as Sarah said, it's only a 30-page document, so you have to be very focused on but it's not a long application too. But in the team, you have to have people who know the content, but also people who know how to deal with this kind of application on bid procedures, and who are able to manage the coordination. Writing skills are very important because you have to be very short and concise. Every word counts, and if you can avoid unnecessary words, it's better. Communication skill and motivation is very important. By the way, there were 4 people involved. It was not their only task. They had also other things to do, so we had to be very focused and productive. Limit committees and number of people involved, because then it can become very difficult to manage as a process, unless this is the objective of the process, to involve a lot of people to think about innovation. It could be also another option. Create a story based on your enabler specificities. And also don't try to make everybody happy. You have to select projects. It's normal. There's plenty of good projects on project managers and they want to push for the project to be in. But you have to keep the line on the focus of the application. So it's not possible to put everything in the application. Be concise, okay, choose what is really different at European level, and that's why we focus on our great debate on energy transition, because it's quite unique, and also on our participatory process, because it's also quite unique in Europe. I would say better to start well in advance, but the reality in Nantes is that we start very late, and it doesn't mean that you can't do good things in little time. Fixed intermediate deadlines on annexes are quite important because there are 20 pages, and this has to be really worked to really add value to the document. And 20 pages out of 30, it's quite a lot. So we paid also a lot of attention to annexes. So this is more or less what I wanted to say in this presentation. Before I give the floor to Camille, which is now the coordinator of the implementation of the e-price, I want to take this opportunity to share and thank the Commission and e-Capital team for all the support they gave us, and to all the participants in the preparation of the bid and afterwards. So afterwards is the price, is what my colleague Camille is going to present you. Camille?
Yes, hello everyone. Now that I will focus on what's next. So we had the prize in September, and okay, we were in Brussels, we had the prize, but I will talk to you about what you have to prepare in advance so you can be well prepared once everyone has the eyes on you. So you should probably think about recruiting people. In Nantes, we had recruited 2 people working full-time on iCapital after winning the prize. So there is someone, so me, on implementation of our commitments, and someone working on communication. So this is really important because while most of the team working on iCapital was in Brussels, you have also you need to manage all the press statement and the press asking for picture. So you need someone to stay in your hometown to answer them. Also, we have we have a governance to work on the commitments. So we have a political steering committee, which is composed of 6 elected officials. Each of them are working on one aspect of our application, so mostly on citizen dialogue, innovation, international, and social economy. We also have a technical committee with all different directions of non-Metropole to be sure that all aspects of our application is well represented in all the commitments we made and the communication. And which is really important, we also decided to involve all our local stakeholders. So at the end of December, we made a meeting with all of them to explain what was the price, because as probably in Nantes, people knew the innovation prize, but most of them also just think about the price as technical innovation. So we wanted to tell them that it was not technical innovation. So we shared communication materials with them and did some brainstorming on what we could do all together to communicate on the price and to let them appropriate the price. So now all these local stakeholders are now working with us in the implementation of our commitments. I also want you to prepare to the constraint because in France we have the municipal election, and it had a great influence on the way we will implement our 3 commitments. So be prepared with all the constraints. It can be election or other things. So be prepared. In our application, we also had 3 commitments. I will talk to you really briefly about it. So we had commitments supporting on the development of cities and innovation in all cities of Nantes Metropole. So this has the local election has an impact on this commitment because it impacts the way all cities want to work on citizen innovation. We will also develop the non-city lab, which is experimentation in also all the 24 cities in non-metropole. And our last commitment is to organize an event on innovative cities. So for now, this event is maintained. We know that with the health crisis, it's kind of not the best moment to talk about it, but I will do just a short part on this event. So it will be held in next October and dedicated to European cities and their innovation ecosystem. And innovation during this event will not only be a technical solution, but all the collaborative innovations and how we can do better together. So this event will have conferences and field trips, immersive workshop to work together on common subject, also an international conference on creative cities, and probably we'll have some working time on the health crisis with all European cities who want to share their experience to maybe try to manage together how to do better things after this crisis. So Nantes will really be glad to have you all in next October. We'll have probably the AGM of ICANN, the alumni workshop, and concerning this event, we'll send you more information by mid-June. So thank you all of you for listening us. Maybe Benoit will want to say a final word.
No, thanks to all, and we are ready for your question if you have, or or when at the time the question has to be asked. I leave to Alexandra to give the following part.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Camille. Thank you very much, Benoit. We had basically all the lines of the congratulations to the Nantes for work and for presentation. Participants are really amazed by your approach. I have one more detailed question to you. Can you please explain again what consistent is in the participatory approach in Nantes for the energy transition? Benoit, can you reply for this question, or Camille?
You are talking about the great debate on energy transition?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, this is... we had a series of great debates. This is one of the 3 great debates we organized during this political mandate. And the idea was to build, together with citizens and with stakeholders, a roadmap for energy transition. So there was around 6 months debate, but not only debate meaning workshops and conference and all these kind of activities, you know, but not only debate, but also communities has been involved concretely to work on specific themes. For example, energy precarity, and we work with disadvantaged people to know what were the problems. We had concrete work with people who had innovative ideas related to energy, and there was some fundraising activities on fundraising group to finance and elaborate and finance these activities. Also part of the debate, there was a group who has been evaluating the policies of Nantes or not all the policies, a number of projects of Nantes in terms of energy. Citizens were evaluating these projects. So we tried to mix concrete actions on the ground and debates on to try to elaborate this roadmap. And this was there was innovation in this debate, meaning that we are a group of 4 citizens, which has been chosen to be the steering committee of the debate. There was no elected people. It was the steering committee was composed of citizens. And this debate was at the end of the process gave a roadmap where there are 33 commitments with strong commitments in terms of energy projects, which are supported by the Metropole, but which part of them are of the responsibility of the other stakeholders. And there is now a steering committee which is following the commitments which has been made, and try to push people to meet the commitments. So it was a debate, but not only a debate, it was a roadmap, and now there's implementation of the roadmap. So this debate has been well, I had a concrete result, and now it's an important part of our energy policy for Nantes Metropole. And also related to innovation. Now it's true, it's a bit difficult with the COVID. The constraint, we have 2 main constraints now for the implementation of the price. The first one was the municipal election in terms of communication, because the rules are very strict, so it's not easy to communicate as much as we would like because of this municipal rules for municipal election rules, and that's a first constraint. And the second one is the COVID constraint, because we wanted to launch a process to build starting a collective reflection on innovation for maybe at the end have a roadmap, share roadmap on innovation, but now it's more difficult that's not the priority, as you can understand. So we will have to delay the process, unfortunately. And so yes, just to say, okay, there was this great debate to build a roadmap, and we might have also an initiative to build a roadmap on innovation, but the process is a bit delayed now because of the COVID. Sorry to be too long.
No, thank you, Benoit. More and more congratulations coming. Yes, we will send you all the information and all the materials one more time, don't worry. I have one last quick question to Nantes. Did you use the application from 2014 to build your application for 2019 bid? Benoit or Camille?
Okay, I take it because Camille was not in Nantes Metropole at this time. Not at all, because the people involved were not the same, and I guess the bid was a bit different, also the requirements. So we start really from scratch. because the bid was made in 2015 was very useful internally because it was a good overview of our innovation ecosystem, but it was not so useful to build our build in 2019. So we started from scratch, but we had a lot of material because we had a lot of to say. That's why we were able to build a proposal in, let's say in 2 months.
Thank you very much, Benoit. Thank you very much, Camille. I will now start the questions addressed to the European Commission. First, we cluster those on the application. So the first question is, can a film be an annex? The second one is, can the city present 2 or more proposals in the same year? Sarah, can you answer for this first round of the questions?
Hi.
Hi.
It's Catalina.
Hi, Catalina. Yes, please.
To be honest, I don't dare to start my video because we've had some issues already. Sarah was had to sign out. So regarding these questions about the video, it's not mandatory to have it, but if you have one video, you can share it. I mean, you can add it in your application, of course. You can upload it, you can just add a link maybe to it, but as I mentioned, it's not mandatory. We will, however, kindly ask for a video to be provided only by the finalist cities, so very late in the overall timeline of the award. And the second question was about, I think, the two proposals per city. No, we only accept only one proposal per each city, and basically what we aim to do is that, I mean, it's also in the city's interest to have only one application, because basically this is a coordinated process, basically, by involving all the stakeholders here within one city. You would like to show all the best examples of innovation that you have within your city. So that's why we only accept only one proposal per city.
Okay, thank you very much. I now maybe the other question on the application process. Could you elaborate a bit more about the experts in the jury? What is their background? I know that Sarah put this in the presentation a bit, but also my question is the background always the same every year?
Yeah, hello. This one I think is I will take it. It's Jorge, the other colleague from the eCapital team. Can you hear me well? Because my connection today is a bit it's not the best one.
It's well noted. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So then, regarding the jury, the idea is always having 5 independent experts that they all have different backgrounds. They come from national and international public administration, also from the private and also from the academia. And what we look for when we do the list of experts is that they know everything about urban innovation, and they have different and relevant in different areas: innovation, citizens engagement, entrepreneurship, urban design. Is the same thing that let's say to align it with the different criteria that we are asking during the competition. And also something that is really important is we always try to find a balance between the gender and also from the geographical balance between the different member states. So that's also the idea.
Thank you very much. I have another question. It's more reflecting basically on the situation regarding the crisis with COVID, because some of the applications have to be developed by the public authorities. The participants are wondering if already are you taking under consideration possibility to extend, postpone the deadline for later this year.
Well, this issue, of course, is something that the European Commission is really aware of the situation of the COVID, and we are implementing different actions to fight against that across Europe. And this the possible impact that this situation might have in the different actions and prices from the European Union is something that we are assessing day by day to see that. But say that our current intention is to keep the deadline as it is on the 23rd of June, and we hope that it will be possible for the cities to apply for this for the competition. The reason why we would like to keep this this deadline is quite easy, because if we postpone it, then it will impact the different phases of the prize of the award, and that could be a bit complicated later to continue as it is now, because as you have seen in the calendar that we have, then in July we should start with applications review for the juries. Later we have the hearings in September, and then also later we have the different the awarding and the different things, and of course also we have to think about the budgetary implications that we have to do everything if possible by the end of the year. So as you see, everything is really well planned in this idea. So a postponement is not something that, if possible, we want to touch.
Thank you. I will just continue a bit with thinking about the future, maybe the positive approach of thinking about the future. Are you already thinking about the course after 2020? Is there will be any new approach in the award? Of course, we understand the situation is dynamic, but maybe if you can reflect a bit on the ideas developed so far. Thank you.
So you mean for iCapital 2021?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So that's if you what we can tell you now. Of course, we are assessing and we are studying how what will be the future of iCapital. We are having internal meetings because that will be one of the. Actually, we can confirm you that is one of the activities that is already included in the Horizon Europe proposal as one of the main activities to support the future and fully fledged European Innovation Council that will be established in January 2021. So then we confirm that it will run again iCapital. Maybe we will do some adjustments to the rule of context, and we will adjust it a bit more. But it's something that now we will assess during this year. And of course, if we change something, it will be always transmitted and public to all of you.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. We have also a question to elaborate a bit more, one more time, on the innovative approach in each of the last year's winners. So in case of Barcelona, Amsterdam, Paris, Athens, and Nantes, could you repeat one more time what was the innovative thematics in each of those cases?
Sarah, would you like to intervene?
Yeah, Catherine or Sarah?
Yeah, I think we've lost Sarah, but Sarah? No,
I think, Katalin, if you can take this question, that would be good.
For Barcelona, it was mainly about the smart city solutions which were presented. For Amsterdam, it was a focus on platforms and sharing economy. Then for Paris, it wasn't. I mean, their application was very much focused on revival of suburban areas. Also with a specific focus on programs designed for startups. And for Athens, before Nantes, it was their focus was a little bit more on how did they cope with in the times of the crisis when it comes to social innovation activities. And basically this was it. I hope I replied to our question.
Yes, thank you very much. Now I will maybe ask a bit more questions to the Nantes. The participants are wondering how is it actually is it recommended to highlight a key topic or the project to kind of unify the project portfolio and avoid a patchy presentation, how basically also in filling the application, it's how you recommend to balance the space dedicated to this and space for description of the initiatives. Very detailed questions, maybe Benoit and Camille can give a bit of the hint how to find this balance. Benoit?
Yes. Well, it's not easy. It's not easy. It really depends on what material you have, what story you want to tell. But I would say it's no use to lose the jury with too many things which are disconnected. It's better to have one focus and try to unify. I think it was a word used to unify around one themes, which is quite broad, so that you can put many projects, but try to have a guidelines. Then it's a bet. Maybe the focus you are going to take will will please the commission on the jury, or maybe not. But the risk, if you want to put too many things, it's that at the end we. After reading the application, we don't know what is really appealing in this candidacy application. So, yeah, it's better to on also I would say go on where you are really strong and different from other cities. And then if it works, that's great. If it's not, okay. It's also a good exercise. For us, it has been a very good exercise to try to compile the number of initiatives under one document. So, yeah.
Thank you very much. Now I have a bit more concrete question to the European Commission. So if the city will be able to apply with the completed project, but not an ongoing if it started before December 31st, 2018, is it correct?
I think I will take that one.
Okay, well. Thank you, Katarina.
So yes, we really understand that it's a bit difficult when it comes to the implementation of the projects, and I mean, especially by the public institutions and cities, they require a longer time span when it comes to implementation, after designing it, of course, and. Indeed, we would like to have proposals, to receive proposals with activities which are ongoing and have started after 1st January 2019. Of course, you can still include those activities before 2000. I've started before this deadline, 1st of January 2019, so meaning it started in 2018, but they won't be taken into consideration by the jury. Of course, it can give to the jury a sort of flavor of your innovative processes within your city. There can be also an idea with including these activities which have started in 2018, but they are ongoing or being completed during 2019 or after 2019, so they can still be included. But the main focus of the proposal shouldn't be on these specific activities. So you have to focus mainly on activities which have started after January 2019.
Thank you very much. Maybe a question both to the Nantes and to the Commission. Do you actually recommend in this 10 pages of annexes, is it a chance, and if you recommend, to include some photos, iconographics, and so on? Is it a good way of presenting the application? Benoit or Camille?
Yeah, I would say it's a good mean. It's not 10 pages, it's 20 pages. So there's really a lot of space to input a lot of information on the, also to make some to have some graphics on photos on the everything. We can make the document more pleasant to be read. Now the document is not easy to work on, so it's not so easy to insert the photos. But so you should anticipate also this time for designing a good presentation of the annex.
Thank you very much. Now I know that there are still questions coming, but because we are already after the time, 2 minutes, which is not a crime, but we are reaching now the end of our webinar. Just 2 more things before going for next coffee. We would like to ask you if your city already, will your city apply for the European Capital Award of Innovation for 2020? What is the stage of in your head after this webinar, before this webinar? Okay, so very good. I think you will have, Commission will have many interesting applications this year. So I'm really happy hearing from this, because as most of you already started the application, no, some of you started the application, some of you are about to start the application, and after this webinar, almost 50% of you will start to engage the colleagues to do so. So I'm really happy about the results of this poll. If you have still any questions, I know that we did not manage to address all of those questions, but still please feel free to send us those via email if you have more, on contact directly the Commission or us. Just by the end of for the end of our webinar, I just would like to emphasize that we as Eurocities are working a lot on the innovation. We already had the opportunities to exchange between the cities, among the Economic Development Forum, Working Group Innovation. We are organizing the exchange between the good practices of the cities. We work on the advocacy and project work under the Horizon Europe projects. This is not the first time we had the pleasure to cooperate with DG RTD, with the team working on iCapital Award. We did it already, information sessions in Grenoble and Florence. And we also had the chance already to cooperate with the winners and finalists of the iCapital Award 2019 during our economic forum in Munich. We are lucky because all of our members are the winners of the award, so it's really good to have it. Last but not least, I would like to encourage you still to look on our website, which is focused on the COVID news, on which we also do the live updates from the cities. We also include the calendar on the events, which are basically now mostly the online events. And we also started the series of the cities dialogues. I would like to thank you very much, all of the participants. I would like to thank all the speakers. I wish you all very good afternoon, very good Friday. We will think about the future cooperation with the Commission and Nantes. We all hope to be in Nantes in October, to see the amazing work that you did, and we all wish you a good weekend. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Benoit. Do you want to say a final word, Benoit or Camille? Benoit, yes.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Thank you to all. Thank you to Eurocities for this great organization, and to the EC for the great support they gave. Really, the I Capital team is very nice and very supportive. So it's a great prize to try to have. And I wish you all good luck in your application.
Thank you, Katalin. Jorge, do you want to have the final goodbye?
Thank you very much, Alexandra and colleagues, Eurocities, and also Benoit and the team from Nantes. It's been a really wonderful webinar, and we were very lucky to have you organizing it. We are also very much looking forward to receiving many great applications from the cities that have participated today. And we know that it's a challenging time, but challenges make us stronger. And let's stay safe, and don't hesitate to contact us if you have any other questions for us. Have a good day from our side.
Thank you, and big thank you to Anya and Ilias for supporting this webinar. Anya was the main brain under the operation webinars. Yes, we are all getting better, and I hope to see you next week in the different webinar. Have a nice weekend. Bye-bye.